Since the dawn of man, wheels have been important. They make us go, they spin real good, and they can be used to randomly select crap. So what if we put things on the wheel? But not just any things, anime things. We have done just that. A wheel of Animu, featuring all the best the medium has to offer us. So come along as these chucklefucks watch some stuff on a free random wheel I found on Google to determine what crap they watch next. Now you may be wondering, isn't this just red letter media but worse? And my answer to that, nice viewer, is, shut up. So join us as we go into the depths of bad anime.
Let's go ahead and spin and see what happens.
Well, handshakes.
Handshakers.
Handshakers, my bad.
Yeah, handshakers. Hell yeah. So, Nines.
Yes. We're doing the thing.
So, there's, some good anime coming out, right? A lot of good ones. There's that new Ghost of the Shell. There's the remake of
my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite. It comes out in a few days. It's Fist of the Slide Star.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm generally upset about that. Holy fuck. I'm generally upset. It's such a good fucking, like, how do you disrespect a show that came out 40 years ago like this, man? Like, come on. Anyway. Yeah.
Anyway,
no,
speaking
it's
of bad
basically
animation,
Berserk.
Yeah, speaking of bad animation, let's watch Handshakers.
Yeah, Handshakers, yeah.
So yeah, I approached you with this idea. I was like, hey, there's so much good anime. Let's watch some shit ones and put them all on a wheel. Because, that's original.
Very original. We love you.
Yeah. And then we decided we landed on Handshakers. And we decided to watch first 3 episodes because that's probably the best litmus test you can give is give it about an hour and a half of your time, give or take. And if it can't really do anything in that amount of time, it's probably not worth watching. And
it's the old rule on the internet where the rule of 3, the first 3 episodes of an anime, and if you don't like, just don't watch it anymore.
Yep, that's precisely it.
And not to be confused with rule of thirds in cinematography.
It is funny that we bring up cinematography because,
They sure like that, but before we get there...
Yeah, have we explained what Handshakers is?
Alright, well, I kind of forgot. Not gonna lie.
I don't blame you.
I'm very sorry. It's very unprofessional, but I pulled up the synopsis. But, yeah, so it's basically about a guy called Tazuna, and he has a very tragic past. He saw his sister pass away, and he was holding her hand. And this is a very key important moment. He holds her hand, and she says, "Never let go," as she passes away. It's very sad. It's very tragic. And then, it cuts forward back to current time. Tazuna is in class. He's a mechanic. He's tinkering with shit. He knows how to fix MP3 players. He knows how to fix later a PS Vita.
Yeah,
he knows how to fix cars.
All timely artifacts from when did this come out? 2017. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, the Vita was still popular in 2017, right?
Yeah, it sure was.
I'd like to hope so.
What about MP3 players? That totally wasn't before 2010.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone by this point had a smartphone.
iPad. Oh, not iPads. iPods. My bad.
No. The poor kids had iPods. The rich kids had iPhones, and then everyone else had like a Huawei.
Oh my. Yeah, but so yeah, it cuts like the first episode basically shows Tazuna in his classroom, and well, I'm skipping over the fighting part where the anime starts with no explanation.
Yeah, hard cuts with a vertical slice mid-fight with a bunch of really bad CGI chains and a woman who is getting stomped on and appears to be gaining sexual arousal from it. So we're off to a banging start.
Yeah, it's a very good start. In fact, the writer has a very good disguise fetish. But jokes aside, it throws you into the setting immediately, and you're like, okay, what am I in for? You know, he's running away with another girl in his hand. They're holding hands. They can't let go. And he's using like wheel cogs, and he's just like using it as a shield against the really bad 3D animated chains.
Yeah,
It's so fucking bad.
Yeah, it manifests a claymore out of clock parts.
I mean, yeah, or like a bike chain or something, like you mentioned, and it's like, it's a cool concept, I guess. I mean, it's been done before. It's like in anime, you know, you're gonna get your standard things. Problem with this anime is that Tazuna is just your average kid, and you don't really like. You gotta kind of learn about him, and he's in class, and then he walks around, and he's trying to find a doctor. I think his name is Marzuki. No, Makihara. Makihara was the name. My bad, guys. Very professional. But yeah, so he's trying to find Dr. Makihara, and in trying to do so, he stumbles across a girl who's bedridden. Walks into there, and he's like, what the hell is this? And then like the actual like it actually shows like the flashbacks to his like passing away sister.
Yeah, it grabs her hand, and then all of a sudden the world goes all sort of cyberpunky, and yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, he transcends to another realm, and it's called Sagarat, and you're like, okay, that's kind of cool. But again, the problem is that the premise is cool, but the problem is that when the actual like thing happens, it's just really bad 3D, and you're just really confused to what the fuck is going on. Oh, and then you know they start fight like the fucking guy in the leather jacket shows up. I guess his name is Break, which is really funny.
Yeah, he's called Break, and the BDSM big titty girl he's with is named Bind, because.
Oh, right.
Symbolism.
Yeah. It's like poetry, it rhymes, right? Yeah, you know, like Break shows up out of nowhere. He's like, I'm gonna kill you because we have to speak to God. Because in this setting, the Handshakers have to kill each other or fight each other. Well, I say kill because that's basically what it always ends up to. And by doing so, they achieve, I guess, privilege to talk to God. And by doing so, they can get wish completed. I kind of forgot.
ジグラートっていうのは誰もいない世界のことですか？
そうそう、まさしく。
それで戦わないといけない？あんな奴らと？どうして？
聞いただろ？バベルの啓示を。なら知ったはずだ。何をすべきか選ばれ、望みを糧に神とまみえるべく戦う。それがハンドシェイカー。
そんなこと望んでない。
身が聞いた声が神であるかどうかはわからないけどね。神を語る悪魔なのか、神を求めし集合無意識が生み出した意志持たぬ力に過ぎないのか。
そんないい加減な。
いい加減だから、それを明らかにするのが僕だ。
It's like you could probably get like a reward or something. You ask God, you know, he's kind of a cool guy.
Yeah, it's basically it's almost a setup to Future Diary, where although in that one the reward is you become God, and in this it's you get a wish from God. And so the first episode throws you like knee deep, and it has you in these moments where it's showing you he's a tinkerer. Tazuna interacting a little bit with Koyori is her name, and what ends up happening is it's sort of the info dump, the lore dump. It gives you all that stuff, and you get a little bit of this fighting technique. It gives you kind of like a chunk of what the anime is going to be, and then the second episode has literally no fighting in it.
Yep.
The second episode is literally just, okay, this guy can't let him go of her hand. Here's the comedy that ensues from the fact that he can't let go of her hand. And a lot of the obvious tropes come in. They got to try to bathe together. Yeah, the funniest thing that comes from this is that the parents are just okay with this.
Yeah, they believe every ounce of like a random doctor that shows up. Dr. Makihara, by the way, who's totally not annoying, and he's not like over explaining everything. But all right, yeah, he's just like, oh yeah, here's like a new transfer student. She's from Brazil, by the way. And you look at her, and you're like, that's yeah, sure, she's from Brazil. All right, sure. Yeah, she doesn't talk. She doesn't know Japanese. She just goes, mm.
Yeah, then you
and they're holding hands.
Yeah, then you have Riri, who's she's like the class president, or she is the class president.
Oh yeah.
And she's the one in the beginning where they're fixing the MP3 player.
Oh, all right, it's her MP3 player.
Yeah, and like the shots are very blatant. It's like she's moving around, and her chest is it's going everywhere. It's
they
going
put
up,
all the budget in there.
It's going up, it's going down. You see it from the top, you see it from the bottom, and like she's just moving around. The style of the characters isn't too bad. They're drawn okay for the time. I was looking for, and when I was looking for what anime to put on this wheel, I was looking up my anime list ratings, and I was looking up IMDb ratings when I couldn't really like sort of just balancing the two. So I put Handshakers on because I found it in an IMDb list, and it was a 3 out of 10. And I was like, well, that's pretty low. There's some on the wheel that are way worse than this. But this was around 3 on Mal. This has like a 5.2, which is kind of generous. Although
Shocking.
A 5 on Mal is very much like, this anime's boring, you're not gonna like it. But then again, if you look at if you sort on Mal from highest to lowest, there's a huge drop from like the mainstays to like the seasonal stuff you don't remember. And yeah, that's super common. So like it's not like Mal is exactly easy to please anyway. So
you can't trust it because they will put anything high.
I mean, these are the same people who freaked out when Freyrin overtook FMA. So I don't really. Mm-hmm. So it's whatever. So the ratings are kind of, it's all user reviews anyway. But a 5 and a 3, that's pretty low. And I think the one thing, if you are going to watch this, the first thing you're going to notice is something that you don't normally bring up in anime, which is the cinematography. Because most of the time, like, because with anime it's animation, so shots are framed and perspectives and all that stuff. Having filmmaking knowledge obviously helps when making anime, but with Handshakers, it's very strange. All of the backgrounds and environments are 3D. All the objects.
It felt like it was all 3D.
Yeah, all the objects are 3D, but the characters are 2D, and the camera moves with them. There's a video game called Time and Eternity, which is probably like, it's on PS3. It's not a very good game, but it blends 2D animation, turn-based combat, and like the 3D environment, and it's very apparent when you play it that it feels really weird. And that's what it's like watching Handshakers, is you have all this stuff moving constantly and the animation moving to accommodate this, and a lot of times it doesn't really succeed. You have there are so many moments where Tazuna and Koyori are like gliding and sliding across the screen like a video game. You've got characters gliding up buildings. Like it makes,
and like glass shatters, and it just is really weird.
Yeah, it makes Satsuki climbing up the building look, high quality. And it's at least Kill la Kill had the excuse that it was low budget. I don't know what the budget with this was, but it must have been relatively high.
Yeah, but Kill la Kill was actually good. So I mean,
yeah, like it's, the concept's kind of okay, because the idea is that every single character has like, because there's a there's always a man and a woman with each.
It's always a couple that fights.
It's always a couple in some way, whether it's like whether it's like this, you know, the BDSM like bad boy couple or bad boy and bad girl couple in the first episode, or in the third episode they end up meeting.
Her name is Chizuru.
Yeah, Chizuru, and her subordinate
Hayate.
Yeah, Chizuru and Hayate, and Chizuru is actually voiced by a fairly prominent actress, Sumeru Uesaka. She is probably most well known for Sheltier Bloodfallen from Overlord.
Yeah, you know, it's a small indie anime. Never heard of it.
Yeah, she's and also the little baby and the diaper man from Kinnikuman. If you know, you know. It's kind of you can kind of hear the Sheltier coming out when she talks, because of course she plays a tiny girl in it, even though she's his boss, and they always treat her like a child because she's, you know, she needs a booster seat.
わかりやすかったよ。みんな好意的に受け取ってるんじゃないかな。
ありがとうございます。そうおっしゃっていただけて嬉しいです。
彼女、本当にいい部下だね。私もこんな部下が欲しいよ。
いやー、ありがとうございます。いやー、
じゃないわよ、
いやー、なんか上司と間違われて申し訳ないっす。
謝んないの？
She's dumb looking and probably needs a booster seat. And and each of these characters, I'm assuming we've only watched the first 3 episodes because we gave it the chance. Didn't really see anything to push it forward beyond the 3 episodes. But just from what I can gather from the opening and the implications, a lot of the characters are they all have their own goal, their own reason for wanting to talk to God and get a wish. And theirs, we never learn break and bind. They're never brought up, I don't think. They're just there.
And well, I mean, to be fair, Break kind of almost died. Well, he had a pseudo, like, phantom death or some shit that the doctor explained. It was really, really weird.
Yeah, it's so, to write away the fact that these are, like, high schoolers, for the most part, killing each other.
Yeah, so they take fights in Sagarat, which is the other world. Or, well, I'm just gonna call it the other world, or the next dimension. They gotta fight each other over there. There's nobody there. No other human beings, nothing. It's just an empty landscape of Osaka. Because I from what I can figure, it takes place in Osaka. And so they have all the space and excuses to, like, go all out on each other. Because, well, I mean, what do you expect? Like, one of them has, like, chains that come out of everywhere. And it's just so weird because, well, it's not really weird in that way, because you're like, okay, that's, you know, it's the excuse, the plot excuse to fight each other, and there's nobody getting hurt except them. But they don't really do a lot with it. There's nothing really to do.
Yeah, they the motivation for their second opponent, which is Chizuru and Hayate, one who's kind of like she becomes a ninja girl and throws dual blades that turn into a shuriken, and he's just got a giant broadsword.
Yep.
Those two, they're kind of shit on in their professional life, and they want to rework the world to where everything is balanced out, where everyone is kind of not shit on just because of their, like, her because of her height and him because he's always apologizing all the time. They want to get rid of that issue. And as for the main characters, they're just kind of roped in, because the way you find out you're a handshaker, like, that part's not super well explained, but the way they show it off is that you end up becoming a handshaker when you grab someone's hand, and then you're just in Ziggurat, and then that's when you realize, okay, I'm a handshaker. I gotta admit,
it's funny.
The name is really silly. I'm sorry.
They're not shaking hands; they're holding hands. I saw that in a review. It's like, yeah, that's a good point, actually, reviewer.
Yeah, they're shaking hands or not. It's but like the animation is just so bizarre.
Bad. It's bad.
It is. I do remember seeing it show up. I think like what was it, Mother's Basement Shed on it.
Of course.
That doesn't really mean anything. But the animation is honestly that's where it's gonna make or break you. At one point there's several points actually where it shows like from the perspective of fisheye lens, and it just I don't know what their deal is, and it's very strange. I have never seen an anime that used both a fisheye lens and a Dutch angle in the same shot. That was
not very good. It was very experimental of them.
It's just a weird way to watch an anime. It's a weird way to make one. And I think they were trying to make something. They were trying to do something cool. And some of the visuals are okay. Obviously it resonated with a lot of people because it's not the worst. This show was apparently good enough to get a prequel in the form of Handshakers Go Ago Go, and a sequel show, which is called, I'm assuming it's W''Z. I'm assuming it's Wiz. But this one's about DJs.
What?
Yeah. So now bear in mind this is going off Mal. If by sequel they mean sequel or like a sequel to Studio Gohands, which are the people responsible for Handshakers, then sure, but I don't know if it has anything to do with the plot. I think it just happens to be the same studio. Oh, that's what it is. Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, okay, never mind. It is a sequel. Because there's a side story special where they cross over with Handshakers. I see. Again, we only watched the first 3 episodes. For all we know, it gets way better.
It's a hidden gem anime. We don't know.
Yeah, probably not, because, out of 43,000 reviews, it has a 5 out of 10.
It's such a hidden gem that it had lens flares everywhere, but we'll get there.
I think you're going to want to watch this show. You're within the first 3 minutes of watching the footage of the first episode, you are going to figure out whether or not you want to keep watching this.
If the trippy Osaka intro to 3D combat does not excite you, turn it off.
Yeah,
just turn it off.
That being said, I wouldn't say the animation's bad, because the models are fine. The car looks like it's out of Initial D, but it's not terrible. The characters aren't poorly drawn. They're animated very well. The fight scenes are very fluid. You can see when they're like moving and sliding, they almost go off model. And that's probably the only issue, is that a lot of the fights have to glide with the background. So there's that disconnect. It's like you're watching, it's like you can see the animation cell and then someone trying to put video behind the animation cell, even though this is obviously made digitally. It's just, there's that weird disconnect between background and characters. It's it's very weird. I'm curious how long this show was in development. This came out in 2017, finished airing in the same year. It was done by March. Characters have MP3s in 2017, a time where everyone has a smartphone. But then a character will have a Vita, and then...
Which was pretty new at the time.
Yeah, but then, like, you see Makihara's computers, and they're all running XP, and I'm like, wouldn't they be running at least 7 by this point? Like, what is... And it's really strange. Very, very, very strange. So... I'm curious how long it was in development for. Where those sort of pieces of technology would have been accurate. Maybe there's some stuff covered in the light novel that I don't know about. Maybe that MP3 player is particularly important to.
That's God's MP3 player.
Yeah, God's MP3 to Riri, but I don't know. It's just kind of weird. You think there'd be at least a smartphone, which you do see smartphones, but then they all have like...
Oh God, don't remind me.
Yeah,
it was a really weird screen. So when we were watching that scene in particular, it felt like they green screened on a flat image
Yeah.
when you can just draw it. But yeah, I have a feeling this was probably in development since like 2010. There's no fucking way.
Yeah, it's kind of weird and anachronistic of all this weird technology. And from the 3 episodes, I'm not sure what the twist will be. I'm sure there's a twist. I will say
Twist
though,
is probably that the quiet girl is like an evil entity or some shit, or she knows something that he doesn't know.
maybe, I don't know.
Or the doctor, the assistant doctor, is like some like evil guy. I don't know.
What does make me laugh though is that Koyori has a voice actress, and she doesn't utter a single word in the 3 episodes we watch.
All she does is
Yeah, just yeah, and it's not like
yeah.
she's
It's not a bad thing, but it's just really funny because you're paying someone, a really good voice actress probably, to just hum every like so often.
It's the I Am Groot situation. It's so easy. Like
Yeah.
she voiced like she voiced in Battle Athletes. She was the main girl in Brave New Animals. The little like Michiru, the little I think it's a Tanuki. I don't know, I didn't watch that.
I don't know.
Like she's in a like before Handshakers, she's Haniel and Gabriel Dropout.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like so, and she's in a lot of like magical girl stuff. But she's obviously like an established voice actor. She does a bunch of stuff. But it's just really funny that like this must have been the easiest job of her career. I can't imagine she talks too much in the anime.
One of the dumbest things they did were in episode 1 it's established, don't let go of their hand, right? You can't let go of their hand or they will die. In episode 2, the doctor explains that again to like properly as in the info dump in the first 10 minutes of the episode. Then it turns out they can just like not hold each other for 50 minutes.
Yeah, the logic it's given is that she consumes a lot of energy outside of Ziggurat, and so she drains her batteries too much to the point where she dies. And so as long as she's holding his hand, she has something to like take energy from.
Yeah, but that's why I found it so bizarre, because they never really it doesn't feel like an anime story where that would be a thing where it's a mana, like a energy mana system like in Fate or I don't know, any other like thing. It's like why set up this cool concept of you can't let go of each other? Because clearly with like Break and Bind, they're not attached holding each other constantly, but because one is leashed on a collar, and it's like, okay, you can do it that way, but if you're not gonna like continue in this, like what the fuck are you doing, man? Like at least do something with the story you were making.
Yeah, I think it was introduced by episode 3 just because if they're constantly holding their hands, it'll just be a pain in the animate, and then they have to write around it.
Yeah, that's true. I understand that, but then don't make it into like, oh, she immediately that fucking dies, to, oh yeah, she can live for 50 minutes until you hold her hand again. Then it's fine and okay.
It's like an Ava unit when you take out the plug.
No, the thing I have is more of like, I understand that she's like a bedridden, like she has a disease or sickness and she can't, like she has to hold hands, but don't introduce this thing of like, don't like, okay, maybe it will be explained if we watch further, but if you introduce a concept where if handshakers let go of each other for more than a minute or a second, they will die, but then break that rule with every character you have established, then what's the fucking point of holding each other's hand? Then just summon the Nimrod, what it's called? Yeah, the Nimrod, which is like their special attacks.
Oh yeah, your
special weapon,
your
Noble Phantasm.
Yeah, your Noble Phantasm is a Nimrod, which is, and
it's a funny name.
The best is they say I think at one point they straight up say Handshakers, Nimrod, and Ziggurat all in one sentence, and it kind of makes you realize like this is kind of silly.
No, the point is like if you're gonna introduce the setting, as I say, you're gonna introduce the set like the whole thing, the whole gimmick. You have to hold hands. If you don't, you die. But if you make that the only exception that it's just him and her, and nobody else who are handshakers, then what's the fucking point? Seriously.
Another thing too, which I find really strange, is a lot of the characters like weapons and powers. You don't see Koyori's in the first 3 episodes. I imagine it awakens at some point. But for Tazuna, his ability is he can summon gears and cogs and mechanical parts because he's a mechanic. He's good with his hands. He can literally repair anything. And his big weapon is a broadsword, like a Highlander style broadsword made out of gears and cogs. But then like when you see Break and Bind, it's like, okay, you know, they're sort of like a BDSM kind of bad boy bad girl couple. So they use chains. It's binding, and you can break chains. Okay,
yep.
I get the theme. Then you get to Chizuru and Hayate, and Chizuru uses a giant shuriken out of Naruto, and Hayate uses a two-handed sword, which, by the way, he glides across the ground with it like a motorbike.
Oh yeah.
It's very, very, very silly. I guess she's like athletic and she can throw it and whatever, but like I don't get the thematic purposes. They run They run a food company.
Yeah, they run like a diner, just like cakes and shit.
And their character dynamic is she's really short and is undermined, and he is sort of goes along with everything and he apologizes all the time. So I don't get what the themes are. Okay, well he's a card player, and Riri doesn't really have any character outside of she's class president. At least at this point, because again, first 3 episodes. Yeah, so it kind of already breaks the theming, and then in the intro you get this like twin-tailed girl with a scythe. Which is
right.
Which is and she's like with a fat otaku. I kind of get the dynamic. She's like a tiny idol and he's like the fanboy. But at least that's what I'm assuming. But like, I don't know where she gets the sword from. I don't know. Like, it seems the first 2 like abilities tie back into the characters, and then the rest are just like, I want cool swords.
They just threw things at the wall and like, this is anime. We're gonna add a small girl, an idol girl with a scythe, because that's just how it is.
At least I think it's a scythe that looks like a giant katana.
I mean, there's probably a katana. I don't know.
Alright.
I have one thing I want to bring up before. Is my favorite thing I did when we were watching this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I made you annoyed at one point because I kept saying another one. But yeah, so I didn't count it, Sally. If I counted it, I would have probably gone insane. But I'm pretty sure that almost every scene or shot in this anime, the first 3 episodes, all have a lens flare for no reason.
Yeah.
It's just there. Every time. It's like you zoom into his watch, it's a lens flare. It's like that one, as you said, the Boondocks joke, where it's like, oh man, what time is it? Ah, damn.
Yeah, it's
like,
it's if it's metal.
Every railing.
If it's metal and can reflect light, it has a lens.
It's like they went to the Star Trek 2009 filmmaking school and thought, this is how you make movies. This is how you make anime. Mm-hmm. You know, there's another shocking thing about this, because it came out 2017 and it's primarily 3D animated.
Yeah.
One of my favorite mangas had an anime adaptation that year called Land of the Lustrous. That came out in 2017. If you look at that and that 3D animation, you will never understand how Berserk 2016-2017 was made. You will never understand how the fuck this was made. Because what are they doing? Like seriously, like why can that like anime, which is only 12 episodes long, it was made by a different studio, of course, but that studio made a very good like 3D CGI anime, like properly animated, no stiff move, like oh okay, you can kind of get away with that because you know they're giant rocks, like rock people things, like gems. But why can that anime do it and nobody else, including, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen because we saw the footage in trailers with Fist of the North Star in 2026. You know for a fact that they just can't do it, and I don't know why. I just don't get it. It's the same footage, like the same techniques they used, I guess, in a way, for the really bad Lord of the Rings anime movie they did 2 years ago, which was also done by Japanese Warner Brothers Japan. They have this weird like rotoscoping with 2D backgrounds and then like 3D camera movement. It's like it's so bizarre and jarring. It doesn't work. But it's the same thing as in this anime. It doesn't clash. It doesn't work. Either go 2D or 3D and make it work. Don't half-ass it. Don't experiment. Well, okay, actually, experimenting is a good thing because then you get animes like these where you're like, this sucks. Okay, they learned from it, I hope, and we move on again. You know. But I kind of wanted to like this. Like it was an alright premise. You know, this is your average, you know, anime plot. You know, a high school boy gets with a girl and is shy, and you know, he has to meet God. You know, it's kind of cool, but it just the 3D doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
And it also doesn't help that it came out in a incredibly stacked year for anime too, and in a stacked month alone. You had Saga of Tanya the Evil airing. You had Dragon Maid airing. You had Blue Exorcist airing. You had the second season of Konosuba airing. You had Little Witch Academia airing, the TV version. You had Gabriel Dropout. You had Interviews with Monster Girls. It was kind of like stacked against it. Not that any of these other ones had a chance. I mean, I'm looking at what Super Lovers 2 with the yaoi hands. But like it was it didn't do it any favors.
It just sucks because like the animation, like the art style is fine. It works, you know, that works. But if you're just gonna half-ass it and then just not make a proper like story, then it just doesn't work.
Yeah, the story's kind of okay. It's there's just been a lot like it both since and after. Just bunch of people in a big war. Winner gets to talk to or be God. Like this is straight out of Feature Diary. It has a lighter tone than Feature Diary. So maybe if you like the concept but you want something a little lighter, I don't know.
Go watch that. I haven't watched it myself, but I can trust this man. This man knows what he's talking about. Watch that.
Well, I mean, most people just remember Feature Diary for what's her name? Oh, it's been so long since I watched her. I'm gonna look like such a fake fan. Oh,
yeah, we're fake anime fans. Actually, we're not real weebs.
Oh God, what's her name? Yuno.
Yeah.
Yuna Gasai.
Okay.
I knew it was a Y. I knew it was a Y. So like she's like kind of like baby's first yandere.
Oh. Okay.
I'd say she's probably one of the better yanderes in fiction. She's not like just a straight villain. That's explained later, but she is like a menace, but she's not like, but she has a reason. Most are just like, no, they're fucking nuts. Or most are just like patently fucking evil.
Yeah, there's no in between.
Or it's like, or they don't commit.
Oh yeah.
Like, or they're just like, oh, they're a little insane, you know.
A little wacky woohoo.
She's just a little wacky, a little silly.
Oh, silly me. Oh, I'm such an Aries, haha. I'm sorry.
But
yeah.
I don't know what much else to say about Handshakers. It's
not a handshaking. It lied.
Yeah, it's just. I'm not gonna shake its hand, haha. The CG,
no, but I'm gonna shake your hand.
The CG's kind of okay, but a lot of the models are dated. The actual like 2D animation is fairly well done, but you tend not to notice that when they're gliding across floors. So it doesn't. I don't know, it doesn't gel. Either you can get past it and you can find like a decent story, or you know, whatever. It's not the worst thing I put on that wheel. Lord knows it ain't. So
I believe you.
Yeah.
that sucks.
Well,
Yeah, this sucks. This was not a very good anime.
well, Nines, let me shake your hand as we finish this.
All right, yeah, we're shaking hands across digitally in the digital world.
Well, if 2026 is anything to go by, you won't be watching much.
Hey man, Ghost in the Shell. That's what I'm talking about.